Hello. I feel like bi-weekly I'm always on here saying that I'm alive, which is like, I don't know, but hey guys, I'm good. My boss gave me a plant prior to Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving has passed. I don't know, but my aloe vera is not looking that cute. Just like I'm just here to rant. Yeah, just a bi-weekly update from a Punyo. It's cold. Okay, so I'm not even centered. I'm gonna see you guys a project at the end of this video. So currently what I'm reading, if anyone's interested, this is called Somewhere Towards the End. I'm on page 85. Part of it, she's like in her 80s, but she talks about like from her 60s to her 80s, like pretty much like the older time period of life, and I find that very interesting because I'm currently, in my 20s and freaking out. So memoirs are really nice to read when you clearly don't know what you're doing. When you're reading, I just feel like, wow, we still have so much left to learn. A lot of things can happen in the next decade and next 20 years, like who knows. I think there's a lot to learn from memoirs and a lot to ponder. Also, I got back into exercising and whatever, right? Because I don't know, I feel like having a routine makes me feel at peace. But I did 2 days of 10-minute exercises and now I'm sore. So clearly thinking about growing old is scary because I don't want to imagine myself being old and not figured out. It scares me. The book that I'm reading, she talks about all dimensions of life. Pretty much she stayed pretty single into her later life, but that didn't limit her ability to really experience this world. But she was saying how in one of the chapters that she would have liked to have the ability to own a home. I don't know, because as of right now, I think most of us find it difficult to really even imagine owning a home, which is so sad to me. But it scares me a little because it's if I'm not making smart decisions now, it's gonna come back and bite me in the ass. I don't know, it's good so far. This my friend recommended to me. He said that he read this recently and it was interesting. It's called How to Stand Up to a Dictator. It's about the press and media and a lot of things that are very relevant even now. So this wasn't published that long ago. Haven't started. It looks interesting, but I need to finish that one before I read this one. I like to monologue sometimes. If you haven't noticed, a lot of my videos are just monologues. I wrote something, right? Let me see if I can find it. 等一下下. I started writing and I felt like it's a topic that I want to weave into something I'm talking about in my book and things that I just feel will be better explained as a whole piece rather than just a 3-minute monologue on YouTube. I'll read you what I have so far, I guess. All my monologues are just trains of thought. They're not supposed to be correct. They're just simply opinions, things that I have noticed and my observations. So anything I say, please, I'm not here to fight for right or wrong, Okay, anyway, it goes. I don't think I'll ever amount to much, but I think I'll be okay with that. If you ask me, what are you good at? My answer will always be nothing really, because that is simply the truth. There has never been something I found interesting enough for me to continue to find interesting, and there has never been someone I found necessary to keep around for that long. I have a fair share of reasons why I am the way I am, but it will only sound like excuses for a lack of willpower, the privilege of having choices. Also, what I mean by being good at something refers to being particularly good enough for others to find value in. Society values those who can bring other value. It's the art of getting others to define what you're worth. That's the definition of business, the selling or buying of a good or service. At its core, that value comes from the consumer. That's business, an exchange of value. There's value in solving a problem. The harder the problem, the higher the value. In a podcast that I listened to recently, the speaker described money as the result, not the goal. something I find interesting. What kind of problem can you solve? I ask myself. That's the problem. I enjoy seeking solutions to problems bigger than me, problems with no solutions, and I will spend the rest of my life seeking answers, even a partial answer to problems with no real solution, and I will not have it any other way. I can't sell anything I don't believe in, whether it be a product or a service. If you look around, you'll find companies creating demand for things you never needed, selling you empty promises. I don't make promises I can't keep. No, expensive products will not keep you young. No, clothes are not going to change how people treat you. No, you don't need any more. As a consumer, I realized most of the things I brought away in the corner of my room. Imagine being on the other side of the transaction, selling things knowing it's not going to solve any real problems. In America, the middleman economy gives several people the ability to profit, yet I don't think I'll ever be the middleman. But to start a business, you need to have something of value. It took me a decade to find value in living. It may take me another decade to find something worth selling. Some may say it's not a oversaturated market, rather you're just not competitive enough. Yet, why would I have to fight over? Why would I have to fight over selling you a product you need? Yeah, so like, thoughts. I don't know if you guys notice, like, I'm critical to everything. I overthink a lot of things, so like, it's really not that serious, but like, I don't know. I haven't come to a conclusion, and these are topics that I do talk and touch upon in my book. My book is kind of like a journal, to be honest. It talks about everything from my relationships romantically, with my parents, and like even with friends. It talks about my experience growing up in America. It talks about my thoughts about technology and just like human connection. I think it talks about like everything that makes me me. Well, I try to. Actually, you know what? I'll read you the first page of my little book, because I keep telling people that like I have a book, blah, 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 right? Okay, I'm gonna read you the first few pages of my book. So the first page goes, I do not promise good writing. I'm offering raw emotions, nothing more. And then it goes, writing, rewriting, learning, unlearning, understanding, but then we don't. Where do we start? How do we start? What do you want to convey? What is there to convey? Are we content? Will we ever be content? Are you happy? What is happiness? When will we stop indulging and start living? And then the first actual thing that you get to is, it's called Letter from a Stranger, and literally is just a letter from me. It goes, to the lovely human who is willing to give this book a chance. Tread down this route lightly. Even children know how to ask questions, so don't ever stop asking why. People pick and choose information, so will I, because I am very much human. I'm only here to share emotions, so if you're looking for right or wrong, you're looking in the wrong place. The internet has made it seem like opinions can't exist. This is my attempts to keep mine alive. I hope at the very least, this little book of mine helps you form your own questions and keeps you seeking your own answers. If not, I hope you'll understand why my opinions came to be. In essence, books are just a letter from a stranger to a stranger. By the end of it, I hope you can call the stranger friend. Your friend, Misty. I started writing this little thing back in like 2021 maybe, in college. I have never thought about like, oh, I'm just gonna write a book, right? But I had a really great English professor who was able to embrace all of my opinions. I feel like a lot of time we're unable to see through opinions to get to people, because like there are things that we may never agree upon, which is totally fine. Like I feel like the ability to love people for their differences is a wonderful thing, and I just really find that so amazing, and I feel like I just don't see that too much, you know? Like, maybe that's just me. I think talking to actual people and like actually genuinely having conversations, like, it means so much. Have I said this before? That like my brain is literally like a virus. But like my brain works very inefficiently. It's like when you click on a virus and a whole bunch of like pop-ups pop up. That's my brain. Yeah. Like when I write this book, sometimes I have like 3 tabs open, like 3 different Word documents open, because I just have so many thoughts. I'm like, okay, I gotta talk about this, but then I have to talk about that. I really, really appreciate my college professor. She was a great professor and she's a great writer. Yeah, she was the one who told me to like submit my work for her class to like our school like writing competition. I got 3rd place, which is like, to be honest, I did not even think I'd place. And 2nd place was this girl in my class that had already published like 2 books prior to joining this class. So I was like, wait, like the things I write, like it's interesting enough to be read. So from there I was like, you know what, even though like I don't have any answers and all I do is think, in a sense I don't think I would ever amount to much. I'm so distracted. If you guys haven't noticed, I always have my AirPod in. It's because like it's awkward talking to yourself. I keep telling my friends that like this is like, I need some background noise to my life. That's why I listen to music. This year, Spotify Wrapped, my minutes listened is 138,000 minutes. So, I mean, you gotta like listen to the money's worth again. Sorry, I'm just very distracted. What else was I getting at? Do you like my case? It's a little cat. It says cool kid. That's about it for my rant. Thank you for being here for this long. As promised, I'm gonna show you guys a magic trick. I haven't done a magic trick in so long. I don't even remember if I can do this properly. It's one of the easiest tricks you can do. I just have a lot of like side hobbies, you know. I just do a little bit of everything. When I was in high school, I used to play a lot of cards because like I always had cards on me. The games that we played, I think the name is called Egyptian Rat Screw, or like Slapjack for short. And I really like carrying cards around. It's because like you can connect people so easily. That's how I made friends. I just always had cards on me. It's just like a topic to talk about and you're just like playing games. So like, but anyways, I played so many card games in middle school. And then in high school, I also played cards, but then like by the end of it, like there was one table that like strictly played cards, like they didn't eat lunch type, like they were serious about it. And I was like, that is not for me, no longer. In middle school, my friends would joke about like, you're gonna go deal cards at a casino, whatever. But honestly, I cannot, because you're not supposed to show the card when you're shuffling cards. It's a good party trick, I would say. I can do a bridge upside down. Also, I'll teach you another like cool card little thing that I came up with. Dealing cards, it's not hard, it's not even fast. It's just like, people think it's cool and I think it's funny. So you know how you count cards, like, you know, but if you do it like, it just sounds like you're going so fast, you're not. But if you slow it down, it's just, you're just being loud, and then you just pick up the pace. And then you're just okay, sorry. I said I would teach you a magic trick. I'm not even sure this is gonna work. I haven't done magic trick in so long. So pretty much you count to 13. Don't ask me why, I don't know. This magic trick takes a lot of setting up. If this number is 2, right? This is a 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So you start with 2 and everything else doesn't matter. You just have to count to 13. Like, okay, for example, I'm gonna start with 6. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so you just make piles of 13. You cannot see the pile and I don't really feel like going over there. Okay, just 可能就完全看不见是吧？ Anyways, but like, okay, so you flip it over, right? So you flip it over. I literally don't tell your audience or whatever, but they're supposed to take the piles and put it into a pile, right? And leave 3 piles. So you're not supposed to see what's going on, like which piles they pick, blah, blah, blah. Like you turn around for this and then they give you this pile. The person, your audience, is supposed to flip one over. It has to be the top card. It's gonna be a 7, and then flip another one over. It's 9, and then you give whatever this is. Pretty much you count off 10. Don't ask me why, you just count off 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you count off the numbers that the 2 give. So 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That should be a 3. Because you only have 3 cards left. Ta-da! I'm pretty sure if you Google the easiest card trick on YouTube, it's literally that one. But I had a lot of fun doing it to my friends in middle school. Yeah, and then there was one time I was supposed to like show it to the class and I messed up like 3 times. You can't be doing magic tricks under pressure, guys. Like, okay, how? Bye-bye. Have a good night. I'll talk to you soon. My camera's dead.